This is how you can rewire your brain and live up to your true potential. Let's get this out of the way. You're not lazy. Everyone has those days where the mere idea of starting work feels like a mountain climb. The most successful people just have some tricks you do not know about to handle those situations. In this biohacking video, I'll cover 12 smart drugs or nootropics, supplements you can use to cheat your way to maximum productivity. Caffeine, in its most basic, is a powerful nootropic. It increases function of the brain. If you're too sensitive to caffeine or you don't like the racy feeling, you can combine it with L-theanine. And L-theanine will help actually augment the focus and also dial back any anxiety-provoking things. There are two caffeine derivatives that actually I'm really excited to try. It has less potential for tolerance buildup than regular caffeine. It has a longer half-life. It has no jitters. There's no effect on blood pressure or heart rate, and there is no crash or withdrawal. Dynamine is another cousin of caffeine, also without any of the negative side effects of caffeine. Dynamine is basically a shorter acting, harder hitting theacrine. So theacrine lasts a little bit longer than caffeine. Dynamine is shorter than caffeine. Its effects only last a few hours. And for that reason, it's perfect if you got to focus for a few hours in the evening. Panax, ginseng. It should boost your energy levels, both mental and physical. It has stimulant-like qualities, and if you're dealing with chronic fatigue, this will certainly help. Your energy, though, from this has a more relaxed feel. So you get the boost of energy, but you don't have that like racy feeling of caffeine. It boosts mental alertness, and thinking should be quicker and clearer, and recall and long-term memory also improves from Panax ginseng. So nicotine is a proven nootropic. A lot of people have this misunderstanding thinking nicotine is unhealthy. Nicotine is not unhealthy. In fact, when the NIH, National Institute of Health, lists the 70 things in cigarettes that can cause cancer, nicotine is not one of the ones mentioned. Nicotine doesn't cause cancer. The average dose for the average person would be 1 milligram. Nicotine improves attention, it improves learning, it improves motor skills, it facilitates memory functions, it decreases irritability and anxiety. Bromantane is probably one of my favorite nootropics. It's also one of my favorite stimulants / anti-anxieties out there because, one, there aren't very many stimulants that are also an anti-anxiety. It's a very unique combination. With Bromantane, I've never met anyone that didn't get a positive effect from it. The average dose is 50 milligrams. The next one is huperzine A, a serotonin reuptake inhibitor, can work on depression by leaving more serotonin in the brain. It also raises blood pressure, so if you have problems with your blood pressure, then huperzine A might not be the right thing for you. It's an extremely small dose. We're talking micrograms, not grams. It also is good for physical performance too, so I generally take it in the morning before I head to the gym. Aniracetam boosts brain cell signaling by increasing the effectiveness of glutamate, which helps with focus and concentration. Aniracetam helps release 200 to 300% more acetylcholine in your brain, which helps with focus, clarity of thought, memory and recall, and it seems to also affect dopamine and serotonin receptors in the brain as well. That's one of the reasons why it can potentially help reduce depression, reduce anxiety, reduce fear. Phenylpiracetam, it increases blood flow in the brain, which provides more oxygen and nutrients to the brain cells, alertness, cognition, focus, and mood. And phenylpiracetam can help reduce symptoms of anxiety, depression, and fear without the type of side effects that you normally get from antidepressants. It's highly bioavailable, and you experience the effects within 30 minutes of taking it. So Oxiracetam is one that I take from time to time. It helps with my self-discipline a little bit. It helps me stick to the plan. I am more likely to follow through with what I was planning on doing when I take it. So a lot of times when I've got to do something that I have a tendency maybe not to do or skirt around, like that's just not fun. I don't want to do that. If I take Oxiracetam, it's more likely to happen. It improves processing speed and analytical thinking. There's clinical evidence of it enhancing learning, memory, cognition. People who use Oxiracetam report that it helps clear brain fog and improves focus and motivation, especially when learning new material or working through a tedious task. The next one is Subutiamine. I find that it helps with my verbal fluency. I haven't read that much about it doing that for others, but I've noticed that it's a little bit easier for me to write. It's a little bit easier for me to speak just off topic on things. There's evidence of it enhancing synaptic transmission, which improves learning, memory, and vigilance. It also modulates dopamine, choline, and glutamine transmission system. So if it's too high, it makes it more balanced. If it's too low, it brings it up. There's a ridiculous amount of anecdotal evidence, so people reporting back, that it is great at anti-fatigue, enhancing focus, cognition, energy, memory, and learning. I've actually been experimenting with exogenous ketones for sleep. So I drink some right before bed, and that's been really helpful to me, actually preventing me from waking up at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. It might prevent people who wake up in the middle of the night from low blood sugar, but I also will take exogenous ketones like when I'm about to do a heavy brain focus kind of thing. And I find that's helpful too, because it's feeding my brain energy. Many neurohackers report that pramiracetam quickly provides an intense increase in focus, and some even for a boost in confidence. It is reported to be great for intense, long study sessions, or when you face logical, attention-based tasks when you need sharp focus. And that's pramiracetam. However, these stimulants are all short-term solutions. For the long term, it's not really a recipe for success. If you really abuse yourself in other areas, you're climbing an uphill battle. It doesn't mean that you can't still use certain supplements and certain nootropics to create focus, but you're burning the candle at both ends. So how can you work on longer-term solutions to maximize focus and productivity? Click on the link at the end of the video to watch the next part in my biohacking series on how to boost your brain for prolonged attention and efficiency. Or if you're interested in other productivity advice, you can check out my other video about effective journaling and how it transformed my life and my business. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights to higher profits and beyond.